Are you an international business owner thinking about opening a branch in the US? The L1 visa might be the perfect fit. There's no investment requirement, no lottery, and it allows you to establish your business in the US, and it can even lead to a green card in the future. Hi, I'm Remzi Kulen. I helped many entrepreneurs and companies establish their US offices and bring their key personnel to the US in the past 20 years. Today, I will explain everything you need to know about the L1 visa step by step. What is the L1 visa? The L1 visa allows a foreign company to send a manager, executive, or employee with specialized knowledge to work at a US branch or affiliate. The person can be the owner or the partner of the company as well. One of the biggest advantages of the L1 visa is that it allows dual intent, meaning you can come to the US for work for temporarily, but still apply for a green card later. L1 is also attractive because it does not require a major investment or job creation, especially for new offices. It can be easier to obtain than other visa categories, especially if you need some time for your US company to become active. So why does this visa exist? To allow international companies to transfer key personnel, executives, managers, or specialized employees. These applicants may not be suitable for an H-1B visa or an E-visa, or they may not want to wait for the H-1B lottery even if they are suitable for the visa. The L1 visa helps companies bring over essential team members quickly. What are the key requirements for the L1 visa? There must be a qualifying relationship between the US and the foreign company. The US company and the foreign company must have a qualifying ownership structure. This means they must be under common control. For example, a German company opens a US branch that it owns 100%. A French company's owners establish a US company with the same ownership percentages of the French company. An Italian company buys 51% shares of a US company. The key point here is both the foreign company and the US company must be effectively owned, controlled by the same persons or entity. The other requirement is the employee must have worked at the foreign company for at least 1 year within the last 3 years before entering the US. So the employee for which you're filing an L1 must have worked at least 1 continuous year at the foreign affiliate, parent, or branch. What about the role in the US? The role in the US must be managerial or require specialized knowledge. Let's talk about the L1 categories. The first category is L1A, manager executive. The person must manage either the whole company or a department. Organizational charts showing current US workers and the applicant's proposed position in the company, as well as job descriptions of the workers, are required. There is no fixed rule about the number of people managed. L1A also works for functional managers, where the manager manages a function of the company and not necessarily a large number of employees. L1B visa, on the other hand, is for specialized knowledge personnel. The person must have unique, advanced knowledge critical to the business operations. This knowledge does not need to be proprietary, but they must be attained at the foreign company and must be required for the successful operation of the US company. Specialized knowledge varies by the company. There is no fixed or magic rule about the specific skills required. It is, however, important to note that each case is reviewed individually and good preparation is essential. You can send an employee to an existing or a new US office. L1 visas are allowed for both long-established US businesses and newly formed offices called New Office L1. A new office is one that has been operating for less than 1 year in the US. In this case, the L1 employee must be able to build and manage a team within a year. This is a very good option for companies which would like to establish offices in the US without a significant investment and do not need a big staff at the initiation of the business operations. How long is the L1 visa valid for? For L1A executives and managers, you can get this visa up to 7 years in total. For L1B specialized knowledge workers, you can get this visa up to 5 years in total. How about the initial application and extensions? For the initial application for a new office, the approval will be a 1-year approval. For established companies, the initial application will be a 3-year approval. All L1 applications can then be extended in 2-year increments. And the total time allowed for L1A visas are for 7 years, and the total time allowed for L1B visas are 5 years. What is the procedure to prepare and file an L1B applications? L1 applications are filed with USCIS in the US. The petition must include proof of the company relationship between the foreign and the US company, proof of qualifying work experience in the foreign company, the 1 in 3 year rule, which is 1 year experience in the last 3 years at the foreign company, identification and a good description of the employee's future role in the US, a professional business plan outlining the growth, team structure, and responsibilities for the next few years. It is strongly advised to get legal help with preparing these documents. What about the processing time? Standard processing takes 3 to 6 months with USCIS these days. But if you file the case with premium processing, you can get a result within 15 business days. Premium processing requires an extra fee. Please remember that L1 is a petition-based visa. So if the applicant is in the US, they can file for a change of status application and remain in the US while the application is pending. If the applicant is outside of the US, or if he wants to pick up his visa from the US consulate abroad, the applicant can make an appointment with the US consulate after the approval of the L1 visa to receive the visa stamp in his passport. This visa has many technical requirements. That's why it should be prepared by an immigration attorney. I will even go further and state that you must talk with an immigration lawyer and have a strategy ready even before the company is formed or before you start preparing for the application. Do not create a strategy or incorporate a company without legal advice, because you cannot undo things once they are done. This is how immigration is. What about the family members? The spouses and children under 21 years of age can come to the US on L2 visas. If they are already in the US, let's say as a tourist, they can change status together with the main applicant. What about the social security number and work authorization for spouses and children? L2 spouses are eligible for a social security number and employment authorization document. They can work freely in the US. Children cannot work and they don't receive social security numbers. A question I get most about the L1A visas is, does the L1A visa automatically convert to an EB1C green card? Sometimes L1A workers are sponsored by their companies for an EB1C green card application. However, this conversion is not automatic. A new filing is required. Obtaining an L1 visa, though, is a good indication that you may be eligible for an EB1C in the near future or in the long term. What is important is the financial status of the company and the number of employees you are supervising in your position. We always try to determine the best strategy for our clients and make sure we file this application at the best possible time to get an approval on the green card application. I will definitely prepare a separate video for the EB1C multinational executive green card application. That application will talk more about the requirements of a green card for an L1A worker. Here are some final thoughts. Today I explained the L1 visa, a top choice for international companies expanding to the US. It's not subject to quotas, it doesn't require a large investment, and it can lead to a green card. If you are planning to apply, start early and work with an experienced business immigration attorney to guide you through your process. I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments section. I will try to respond to them one by one. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. This video can also reach to other people who are in need of this kind of information. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.